On today's show, we're going to look at some of the stuff that went down this weekend, as well as some of the biggest upcoming events in Jiu-Jitsu. But as always, this show is presented by IM8, the all-in-one formula for fighters, built for performance, trusted for recovery. Use code FLOWSPORTS for 10% off and visit imahealth.com/FlowSports to get yours today. That's code FLOWSPORTS, all caps, and visit im8health.com/FlowSports. Get yours today. And now let's go ahead and get into the episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the FloGrappling Show, aka the worst show on the internet, presented by IM8 Health. As always, I'm Trey Robinson. We got Joey Gilps right there, Big Uncle Reed right there, and then Daddy Slack Barrett on the ones and twos on the side desk. And yeah, today we're going to be recapping some of the stuff we saw over the weekend, some of the stuff we got coming up, you know. But overall, how was everybody's weekend? How's everybody doing today?
Yeah, big weekend in grappling, man. It's like every weekend it seems like there's like 4 or 5 events going on these days. And so this past one was a big weekend. It feels like it's a fun time to be a jiu-jitsu fan. There's plenty of jiu-jitsu to watch.
It was a little too much jiu-jitsu to watch, to be honest. It was hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
If I'm being frank.
Yeah, for sure.
What were you getting into this weekend, Joe?
A lot of the same, a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of having to navigate time zones, things like that. Try to figure out when everything was going on. But it was a fun little weekend watching people at the highest levels. Had a fun little announcement on Flow today that I'm sure we can get into. The sun never sets on the FloGrappling empire.
What do we have? We had Polaris over the weekend. They had Long Island Jiu-Jitsu Network. You had Nogi Euros, Majestic,
LIJJN,
yep.
ADCC Brazilian Nationals.
ADCC Brazilian Nationals. You had Karate Combat, UFC. There's plenty going on.
It was Halloween.
So everybody was busy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, let's jump into the weekend roundup, And I'm going to go ahead and crack open this Athletic Brewing Co. I got the Layback Lime and Salt here. Now listen, I'm going to crack this puppy open for a little bit of a weekend recap, to get the edge off. But this is a non-alcoholic brew right here. That's what I like about it. This bad boy's perfect because you can enjoy a nice drink, but, you're not going to have the hangover. You're not going to get, wreck yourself. I know alcohol just tanks cardio. You don't got to worry about that with this boy. So it's a perfect fit for all of our jiu-jitsu fans out there, all the practitioners. So let's get into the weekend roundup presented by Athletic Brewing Co. And we can kick it off with talking about Polaris. And the big thing to talk about with Polaris before we get into the event itself is we just announced Polaris is now the new streaming home, or FloGrappling is the new streaming home of Polaris in all of 2026. I mean, this is huge. Polaris is one of the biggest events in Europe, arguably the biggest event in Europe, one of the coolest super fight shows that I've always loved watching since I started doing jiu-jitsu, so it's great to have it now on FloGrappling. What do you guys think about this deal?
100%. We have now the biggest super fight show in Europe. Used to be on FloGrappling once upon a time. Now it's back home. Happy to have it. Polaris does things incredibly, right? Their production value is always super high. They're always truly bringing in the best from the region and from around the world to compete there. They have really interesting events like the squads events that they had over the weekend. They're always doing it big there. Great title fights. I'm super happy to have Polaris back. Reed, what are you feeling about Polaris?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Polaris is awesome. Bar none, the most exciting jiu-jitsu show out there, in my opinion. It's just always super fun. Always had crazy matchups. The squads element is always super fun, and yeah, it's it's a little. I'm excited because back in 2015 we had a deal with Polaris. We streamed Polaris was the first event that we streamed live on FloGrappling. Of course, they went a different way and ended up going to Fight Pass, but. Man, even just for 10 years, they've been putting on some of the greatest jiu-jitsu matches, in the history of these last 10 years. Like I remember Gary Tonin versus Husamal Palhares as being just like an absolutely otherworldly huge fight at that time, and even it's gotten bigger as it's gone along. But just
you a squads guy or a super fight Polaris guy?
I love the squads. The squads is super sick, to be honest. Like you just get more matches, you get different matchups. There's that kind of team pride that goes down, and this past one that happened over the weekend was just super exciting. You had guys like anytime that like Joseph Chen, Owen Jones, Owen O'Flanagan are like fighting on a big card. Like you just have to tune in. Those guys are must-see TV. Lucas Kennard is becoming, a big star in the sport of grappling as well. He was on there. Just some great names. We saw Helena Cravar have a big super fight. So it really does just have all the names that you want on there. super excited that it just means that we're going to get to watch more Polaris and be more involved with Polaris. They have one of the best media teams out there. The stuff that they were doing beforehand in the church with all that like stained glass windows behind them, like they do it better than everybody. Like they're just doing such great stuff over there, and I'm just really excited to hopefully go over there. I've been to basically every jiu-jitsu event, in the world of jiu-jitsu except for Polaris. So personally, I'm really excited to go out and kind of see a Polaris in person. It looks incredible. Just couldn't be more stoked about the deal, to be honest.
For sure. And I feel like obviously we've talked a lot about European jiu-jitsu, European athletes on this show. And now it's like, it's going to be great to just have more European grappling on FloGrappling. Kind of, hopefully this presents more opportunities where we're going to be able to go over there, help make content around the event itself, but also kind of visit more European athletes, give some more coverage to the European scene. Because I do think Europe is home to some of the most exciting grapplers out there, like the guy you're seeing kind of.
Yeah, I didn't even mention Mattea Shazinski.
Mattea Shazinski got to have the best performance of the event, right?
Yeah.
He won 8 matches. What did he go? 8 of 9, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And a 5-match win streak.
5-match win streak. And I'm pretty sure that 5-match win streak, 4 of them were submissions, if I'm not mistaken. Just like absolute killer. Like it was kind of like, okay, we got Team Europe versus Team Australasia, Lucas Kennard, Igor Tanabe on that side. It's like some tough dudes. And it's like first couple matches, I think it was Lucas Kennard, Joseph Chin, the first one overall, if I'm not mistaken. That was the one that set the tone for everything. Kind of went to decision. Kennard won. And I'm like, okay, Australasia might have something for him until Mattea Shazinski got out there. And then it was like, oh my God, dude, the Polish boogeyman just doing his thing. Was that the video of the armbar, his K-guard armbar?
That was one of the sick. I mean, he hit so many sick submissions. I think it's the one where he's flexing. Is that it? Yeah, this is one of the sickest submissions. I'm getting a little lag on, but yeah, Mateus just had one incredible run. One of the scariest guys in jiu-jitsu right now. It feels like he can break anybody's foot. He had a couple foot locks in there, but this super slick.
Such a sick move.
Yeah.
This is the one he hit on Gary, right?
Yeah, he's hit that a few times. I think he's hit it on Polaris before as well. Just such a nasty little submission.
Sorry, I was just enjoying a little athletic brewing right there. Nothing pairs better with watching sick jiu-jitsu moves than a little athletic brewing,
100% love athletic brewing. But just some great...
I'm drunk.
You had like 3 sips.
Well, I drank 85 of these beforehand to get me where I need to be. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Non-alcoholic.
Yeah. But yeah, Mattea Shazinski, like just one of the scariest guys in jiu-jitsu, had an incredible run, looked phenomenal out there, submitting guys who are a lot bigger than him too. So huge weekend for Mattea Shazinski, man. I hope that guy stays healthy, gets on the ADCC trials again. Hopefully we see him back in ADCC because Mattea Shazinski is just must-watch TV.
What do we got to do to get this guy on Who's Number One, bro?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like
you got to get somebody to agree to face him. Honestly, like
nobody wants to fight him.
And we got to get him to stay healthy too. Like every time we have finally gotten somewhere with the contract negotiations, I feel like he's got like tore his bicep or something.
He just tore his bicep, and this is his first time back after that.
Yeah. It's like, dang, man, this is, I would say, I guess maybe we could go around and say, like, do we have any, any whales out there that are like our guy where like, I wish this dude would be on Who's Number One? I feel like an easy one for me would be Mattea Shazinski, like top dude that I'm like, we got to get this guy on Who's Number One. Another guy I would say, Jet Thompson. I think Jet Thompson's so overdue. You guys have anybody like that you're just like wishing we could get, but just haven't been able to quite get yet?
I mean, I have some legends that I would definitely like to get who are like biggest name in the sport guys who maybe came around before WNO who I would like to get on. Like I know he's retired, but the idea that we could get like Andre Galvao a match would be incredible, obviously.
Marcelo Garcia,
incredible. You know what I mean? Just like any one of those like top name, biggest athlete, like how we're able to use Shanji Hibero is always incredible to be able to work with guys of that level.
But even more, Taylor Perriman and Ferris and Lucas Kennard. It's like these guys are looking great out there these days, and so definitely got to get them on Who's Number One quick.
I got a Ferris question for you guys.
Owen O'Flanagan, Taylor Perriman.
Yeah.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Well, yeah, mirror, mirror on the wall. No, all right, Ferris historically been beefing with Polaris.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But Ferris loves FloGrappling.
Yeah,
okay?
Also true.
Friend of the program, Ferris bin Lamkadam,
Yeah.
Been watching his vlogs for a long time. Love Ferris. You think we can reunite Ferris and Polaris, get these boys back together so we can get Ferris on, I don't know, Polaris is still going to run their show and everything. I don't know if they'll like us.
Hopefully so.
Can we get them to tie the bandanas
Exactly,
together?
yeah.
Hopefully so. I want nothing to do with the beef. But
No, give us
hopefully,
a really hot take right now. It's gonna go viral.
no, I want nothing to do with that beef. But hopefully,
I love both parties.
Yeah.
I'll say that, you know. But I guess Reed's Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover in it, you know, laissez-faire, hands off for any political heads
sitting
out
on the
there.
fence.
Yeah, but that would be sick to reunite them. But was there any other big standout stuff for you at Polaris, Joe?
Sure, we could talk about the 2 title matches that went down. Helena Cravar and Fionn Davies, number 1 and number 2, pound for pound women in Jiu-Jitsu according to FloGrappling. Were both in action, won their title fights, had some tough opponents. Helena avenged her Polaris loss to Sula. First match was definitely under unusual circumstances. This one just a straight up super fight. Helena got the first round submission, and then Fionn got the decision win over Margot Ciccarelli, who had a bunch of great performances on Polaris leading up to this. And so they are both holding on to title gold coming after this. I think Fionn, this might be her last match on her Polaris deal because now she's going to go be exclusive with UFC BJJ. So I don't know if she's going to continue with Polaris. But it's cool to see them both. It's cool to see such a high level. And really emblematic of, just Polaris makes a great effort to get on the best in the world. And they do a great job of that.
That'd be a great match to see, huh?
Yo, that'd be a sick
Helena
one.
versus Fionn. Hopefully, that one day we get to see that match because that'd be a great one. One of the biggest matches you could make.
100%. Helena does talk about going down sometimes. Like she usually fights around that like 145, 155 mark, but she's talked about how like for the right match, 135 is totally doable. So, I think Fionn does her best work at 135. If Helena's willing to come down, if we can make it work somehow, would obviously be incredible. Biggest match you can make in women's jiu-jitsu right now, no doubt.
Yeah. And I also wanted to just give a shout out to Owen Jones there. I thought Owen had a good performance on Polaris as well, especially that match against Lucas Kennard. I feel like he was kind of feeling maybe some of the heat after his loss to Gavin of that he wasn't maybe as offensive enough, or he didn't show off his passing. He showed off so much guard work in the Gavin match. And then, but when you watch his match versus Lucas Kennard, he's furiously trying to pass Lucas Kennard's guard like the whole time and gets the decision win over Lucas Kennard. So I thought that was pretty impressive, and definitely it makes me think that Owen is kind of listening to some of the feedback and is really trying to evolve his game. So I was impressed with that, especially because Lucas had some big submissions on this card as well, and a lot of the Australian guys have been telling us about Lucas Kennard for a long time now. So
The Australians go nuts for Lucas Kennard.
Yeah.
All about him. Like CJI, that whole Australian crew sitting behind us, like Adam Jones and Gucci Smoothie, all those boys, they're going bananas. I was getting scared.
Yeah, so big stuff there. I know, Joseph looked incredible. It's so much fun watching Joseph do jiu-jitsu. I
think Joseph hit an over-under knee bar.
Yeah, he had that dog bar.
He had a dog bar, right? And
Yeah.
that over-under is really, especially Joseph has shown it off a lot. But that over-under has become like a real thing in Nogi, especially for people to launch into that little knee bar. You guys know I love that knee bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, it just feels like Joseph has like perfect jiu-jitsu when I'm watching it. He just is all constantly in the perfect position and everything like that. It's just like he's got great style to watch. And Taylor Perriman had a submission, I believe, in there. These guys are just
Flanagan,
so good at these straight footlocks these days. You probably saw 4 or 5 straight footlocks,
if not more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, Taylor Perriman back to Team Europe. Just flipping back and forth. Okay, I guess they got their passport situation all figured out.
because he was Team America.
He was Team America for CJI, and now suddenly hopping over, he's Team Europe again. Okay, I guess play both sides.
Team Globe.
I need more passports. That's for sure.
Yeah,
got the one.
Being in jiu-jitsu has taught me that I do not own enough passports to different countries. So.
I didn't know we were doing it. I didn't know everybody was out there rocking multiple passports. I kind of gave the one, for the country I was born and raised in. I thought that was enough. Now I know that once.
Shouts out to the Grapple Club. They commented on this graphic. Team America aren't going to show up next time.
Dang. But yeah, stoked to have Polaris on. It was a great event, great watching that.
Man, what a huge development. 2026 is just going to be such an incredible year on FloGrappling. We got the IBJJF circuit, Worlds, and everything like that. The Crown coming up. We got ADCC. Next year is an ADCC year. The ADCC World Championships is going to Poland. It's going to Europe's backyard. So the Europeans are going to show out in ADCC. We've got BJJ Stars. We've got Who's Number One. And now we've got Polaris. Literally every weekend, there's going to be some killer grappling on FloGrappling. It's going to be a crazy year. I'm stoked for it, boys. I like this is why we do it.
Definitely.
100%.
Huge year for sure. The the European Jiu-Jitsu didn't just stop at Polaris this weekend though. There was also the IBJJF Nogi European Championship. You guys tuned into any of that? Watching any of the Nogi European Championship?
Did my best to. Was definitely following all the results. Nogi Euros has just like exploded over
Yeah.
the years.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
huge.
You see certain tournaments that IBJJF is like putting some resources behind, trying to blow up, trying to make sure, Jiu-Jitsu Con's a great example. Asian Championships is a great example. Nogi Euros is right at the top of this list too. Mm-hmm. And they have done a great job of bringing in really, really elite guys, really, really elite girls, highest level across all these different belts. And it was a great time. Gabby Pisania made history over the weekend. She became the first person to double Grand Slam every single IBJJF major, gi and no gi. Just a stunning level of dominance.
What a legend. Gabby Pisania. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just has double golded literally everything that you can double gold at this point. Didn't have anybody in her weight class. Just they didn't even bother. This time. You have it.
And then in the absolute final, it was in John and Goodman
Again,
who made it into the semis. And John and Goodman, she's been on a roll. She's not really
she's straight up so good.
Yeah, she's incredibly good. So cool to have her in the mix now, kind of competing for all these major titles and stuff. So shout out to John and Goodman. But yeah, Gabby Pisania is just unstoppable, to be honest. Do you see perfect jiu-jitsu when you watch Gabby Pisania or just Joseph?
It's not the same, right?
Yeah, not quite the same, but I just see just a level of dominance unlike any other. Like we always say, there's levels to this jiu-jitsu. Well, like I feel like Gabby has found a new level that we've never seen before, and that's just that's crazy.
For Gabby, it's almost like you see somebody like holding back the wall for like for however long. But then there's just a moment where just everything crumbles and Gabby just wins by submission, by taking whatever she wants.
Yeah, and I think she's only had one loss in the last 5 years. Yeah. She had that one loss to Teani, which she avenged in the same tournament. But that's a big feather in the cap for Teani Porfirio for sure as well.
Definitely. I also saw Paige Yvette. She got the gold in the women's heavyweight division.
Yeah, you had Europeans, Brazilians, Americans. Yeah. It's like you're saying that this Nogi Euros is just blowing up.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I don't think she did the open weight, but Gabby Pisania, Paige Yvette, that would be
right?
a crazy match. Maybe someone could put on someday, huh?
Yeah, that'd be a sick one.
I think that would be a sick one.
Good idea.
If they cross paths somewhere.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, for sure. But then in the men's division, it was Pavel Javorsky, double gold, right? Mm-hmm. Pavel Javorsky, another maniac,
Absolute
maniac out there.
Student of Mattea, probably worth pointing out. Mattea Shazinski, who we just talked about, is obviously he's kind of doing the Dante Leon thing of, okay, I'm not just a badass, I'm also teaching badasses and showing guys how to get to my level while I'm on this level, which is just even more impressive, unbelievable.
Yeah, and as we kind of like start to close out the year here and start to look back at who are the guys who have and girls who have had the best year, it's like Pavel has been having a pretty incredible year. He might be on that short list of kind of black belt of the year, and which is crazy because he's so young still. Like what he just got his black belt, right?
Rookie black belt.
Rookie black belt. So, he was just a brown belt not too long ago, and he's already just been blowing up on this black belt scene. So big year for him.
100%. One of the most dangerous leg lockers as well in the world. Showed that off really well at this tournament. Tapped out a ton of people. Won the medium heavy division as well, where he also won Nogi Pants, beating the defending black belt world champion Wallison. This guy's been an absolute killer all year long. He was the brown belt double gold medalist last year at Nogi Worlds. Looking to be a rookie double gold medalist this year at Nogi Worlds, I'm sure. Man, incredible. Europe is really absolutely exploding. This guy has been on the forefront this year of making sure that's going to happen. And Pavel's the man.
Definitely. This is what's playing right now is his final in the absolute right against John Maltese.
Mm-hmm. I believe he gets an advantage kind of towards the end and it ends up winning on an advantage.
Gotcha. But I don't know. It's like when you look at the division, there were names like Heike Jusula, Clay Mayfield, Thomas Bratcher, Anderson Kawan. It wasn't just Pavel just
Big
had
boys.
some cakewalk with small dudes or something. Like there were some huge dudes, big
100%.
names, ADCC vets in there.
Multiple ranked super heavyweights. Yeah.
For sure. Another thing I want to talk about, I guess while we're watching this Pavel thing, is Tarek Hopstock. Tarek ended up getting a dub, and I believe this was his first ever IBJJF major that he got a gold medal at. So, Tarek's obviously been I feel like one of the coolest dudes on the scene. Anytime you kind of innovate a move and have a move named after the Terrical Plata, one of my favorite jiu-jitsu submissions, to be honest. Nothing sweeter than hitting a Terrical Plata, and nothing more heartbreaking than getting Terrical Plata. So he's kind of been on the scene for a minute, and to see him kind of secure his first IBJJF major, I think is a huge deal. And, shout out Tarek.
Against Kieran Kitchuk there in the finals. We all obviously know how tough Kieran is, and he's been on the scene for a long time as well. So a very badass final here. And yeah, man, we've been watching Tarek for a long time. I've been watching Tarek kind of podium at purple belt at Europeans and stuff like that. So to see him kind of finally break through and get a really big gold medal here is awesome. Tarek has incredible jiu-jitsu to watch as well. Pavel's jiu-jitsu seems just unattainable to me. He's just too flexible. His guard is just too good.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes when you watch like impassable guard dudes just with crazy flexibility, it is like a non-relatable thing to just a regular
I just
guy.
can't put my heel to my nose.
Yeah. Have you tried? Not bad, dude.
That's
Not
as
bad.
far as I can get. So
Can you?
You
I
can
feel
probably
like
pass
might.
my guard.
I was gonna say, I feel like Joe actually can. Joe has weirdly rubbery limbs.
Do you want me to
Yeah, sure, if you want to. If you feel like it. Oh, yeah, Joe. Clip it. Everybody clip it. Put it on. Let me see what I got.
How you go?
Good.
Yeah, here. All right, now Trey go.
Impassable guards. Snap.
Snap. Yeah, loud crack.
Got a little bit, but I did.
Yeah,
I
you
pop
did
it.
good. You did good.
Yeah. I got decent. I'm good. I got flexibility in like a front split. I'm a good, like you put me in lockdown and you think I'm just gonna concede and accept the
We
sweep.
cut over to the desk and Slag is doing a perfect split on top of
On
the
top of it. Yeah, jump up there, Slack. Yeah.
I'm at a completely different situation. I'm not doing any weird bendy things over here. I'm standing on a
all right,
wooden-
yeah.
I'm staying straight.
So we're clear. These guys sit on cozy couch chairs. I sit on a wooden bench. Okay?
For a second, I thought you were approaching it from like, I'm in a different situation. I'm a new father.
Yeah, that's right.
I cannot be
can't
playing
afford
around
to
like
be
that.
Popping ligaments on the podcast. Okay?
Yeah. Honestly, you can't afford for your son to turn 17 one day and pull up a video of you doing the splits on a podcast. That would be how can you discipline
tough.
your son whenever he has a video of you doing the splits? So good call, Slack. But
Who else won there? Anna won there, or Anna.
Anna won. The
BSM. BSM in her
won.
finals. Actually, I saw she put up 25 points in
Did she
her
really? I missed
final.
that.
That's
That's
like
great.
teetering on that Mikey thing that he was talking about.
Yeah, why don't you just tap? Why don't you just tap Matt? Like, I don't know. Some people are really bad. Some people are easy to score points on, but hard to tap out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah,
lot.
look
of
at
people
there.
like that.
She got 21 points. She's mounted right there.
oh wow, on Amanda Bruce too.
I don't exactly want to call out people that we roll with, but I don't think he watches the show. So, like, I feel like I could score 106 points on Nyrus. But tapping Matt is gonna be real tough, right? Like,
Yeah, so huge victory for BSM. She's been out there, killing it on the scene as well. She's been collecting a lot of gold medals and stuff. It feels like recently she's been active, but a big win, 25-0.
it feels like BSM is on this weird like.
I was just kidding about the Mikey thing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I was
for
just
sure.
joking about that.
I couldn't score 100.
I didn't even
points
know
on
what you were
Nyrus.
talking about.
You didn't see Mikey was going off about some guy scored 106 points on somebody in like a local tournament?
No.
And then
He
tapped the
was just-
guy out. Yeah, and he was like, "It's mean to do that. It shows that you're bullying him. You should have just tapped him out when you were up by like."
Said it's not
12."
good jiu-jitsu, it's bullying.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess if you do end up tapping the guy,
That's where I'm
There's-
coming from. I was like, "You tapped him."
yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Got it.
I don't even know how you score 106 points, brother.
Straight up. I feel like BSM is on this like semi-spiritual journey a little bit as well. You know what I mean? Like there came like a point in her career where she like made the move over to being like to not dealing with the media as much and being more with like her friend group and being more comfortable at tournaments and taking some of that stress and pressure off. And I think the results are obviously great. I don't know if results were exactly the point of why she did it, but they definitely are coming. And yeah, watching her fight so comfortably, I feel like we're definitely getting the best version of Brianna St. Marie.
Yeah, it seems like they have a good little crew kind of together over there with Anna and BSM and maybe even like Fion's involved. And so it just seems like they have like a really
He's around a lot. Yeah.
just like have a really good crew that's producing results.
Just good winners' mindsets.
Julian Espinoza got a big win.
Espinoza.
Shout out to the WNO veteran Julian Espinoza getting gold medals out there.
That was a super tough division. Beat, I think, Gianni in the finals. That was a super close match. But Julian has such a fun style to watch. Always has like big throws into a cool submission that he's able to kind of lock into. It's not what happened in the finals, but it is cool to watch him on the way up to that. Shea Montague was back in action.
Hey,
We're a big fan
WNO
of.
vet, legend.
People might not know that much about Shea. Scottish dude, won rooster weight. He's awesome. Who else won this?
He's always trying to play some bullshit octopus guard stuff and
Dude,
trying to-
octopus
not-
guard is awesome.
like,
I do love-
fish, not octopus.
I play both for sure.
Fishnet.
Me and Joe had an octopus guard off one.
Yeah, true.
We both got into octopus guard and we just kind of rolled around for a little while. We were like, should we both let go? I don't know. We kind of
eventually had to
we had to issue a peace treaty on octopus guard because if both dudes are just down to be an
ceasefire,
octopus
yeah.
guard, you are kind of
Ceasefire.
Yeah, but no, and I do like playing fishnet a lot. That's the type of vibe I've been on recently. And Shane Fishman, he made it into a final, right? He got a silver, I believe, somewhere.
Yeah, he medaled at least. I know Shane at least
Yeah.
medaled. If you want like full complete coverage, because there's a lot of like color belt stuff as well. Like for example, Rana Willink won the purple belt open after taking bronze in her weight class. If you want coverage on all that, probably the best, like most complete place is the IBJJF's Instagram. Probably put out like an article or something later this week, but they do a really good job of covering all these tournaments as well. Hopefully we can be there in the future. Yeah, just awesome to see all these new tournaments popping up that there's just so much excitement about.
Definitely. And check their YouTube channel. The full replays of all the mats are on the IBJJF YouTube channel. And, they've been making a lot of great content and stuff too. So I'm sure they're going to have some sick videos of kind of some of the key stuff coming out of that one. And Shane Fishman was in the final against Pavel in the medium heavy division. So he took home silver. Sorry, this athletic brew got me burping. But yeah, no, the fishnet's sick, dude. If you guys don't know the fishnet, then start playing that. Yeah, and if you do the fishnet in the gym, right before you're about to lock it up, you have to go fishnet warning, and then you lock it up, and then you go fishnet engage, and then you just sweep or take the back from there.
Got it.
Just your preference.
Got it.
But, yeah, so
Those
there's
are the rules. You didn't make them.
and that's fishnet talk.
that's our segment.
Yeah, so definitely check out IBJJF's YouTube channel if you want some more of that Nogi Euros coverage. I know they had some boots on the ground covering everything, but sick event there. We had a couple more events on Flow. I want to talk about Long Island Jiu-Jitsu Network. All right, they've been doing their team season. I think this is their fourth event, I believe, maybe fourth or fifth. They've been doing this season-long teams event. They just had their finale on November 1st. That replay is available on FloGrappling.com. Go check that out. Long Island Jiu-Jitsu Network doing a cool thing out there in New York, kind of holding it down on the New York scene. Not too many New York events these days, COVID kind of I feel like New York took a hit more than almost anyone when it came to jiu-jitsu events post-COVID, but the guys at Long Island Jiu-Jitsu Network are holding it down. Team 10th Planet Bethlehem ended up getting the dub there, so shout out 10th Planet Bethlehem, Zach Maslany, all those guys, they got the dub there, but check out the replay for Long Island Jiu-Jitsu Network. We also had Majestic, right? You guys were watching Majestic. Majestic had the main event, I believe, was Fabricio Andre and Gabriel Souza, where we saw Fabricio Andre get a decision win or a point.
Yeah, advantage.
Got an advantage towards the end.
Yeah, super late advantage off a scramble. It was a really back and forth match. These guys really left it all out there in the heart of Manaus, live on YouTube for everybody to watch. I thought this was a really fun card. I wish we get to do, hopefully we get to do more of this kind of thing in the future. We just get to bring these like cool, middle of nowhere cards, not middle of nowhere, but cards from places people aren't used to, and putting them on our YouTube for people to be able to watch.
Yeah, no, this was a cool vibe. Like Majestic is this card went down in Manaus, and it heavily featured a lot of Manawara grapplers. Like here in the main event, Fabricio's from Manaus. I believe Gabriel Souza's from where is he from? He's from.
My first place was Fortaleza, but
I think it is Fortaleza. Yeah, Fortaleza. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
So there we go. But then who else did it feature? Big Daniel Big.
I was gonna say we got to go to the people's main event at some point of Daniel Big and I think the other guy's name was like Daniel Pega or something like that.
Yeah.
Both were nicknamed Big. I think.
Yeah.
I think both their nicknames were Big. That was a weird match. I'll be honest. But
That was an
You want to show it? Cycle back like 5 or 10 minutes.
it was an atypical one. But Luis
Or
Paulo
this
and
one.
Azaki Bahians also got into
Yeah.
it, and then there
Or
was a
this.
lot of really good color belt.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Live in concert. Let's hit up Adam Wardzinski, see
back.
if he wants to go.
in black. Oh,
You think Adam's going?
yeah, gotta be.
Before this,
This is
Before
Luis Azak Bayens.
Yeah, Isaac had a big win as well.
Leap Machado.
Maybe before this.
Fleet Machado top 5 in the
Something
world.
weird
There it
happened
is.
in that match.
There it
Okay,
is.
let's go.
Yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
people's main event. 2 big boys, 180 kilos.
The idea that they found 2 of these guys in Manaus
Rocking
is
a
really
flow.
incredible.
Flow sponsorship.
Oh yeah, he does get
We
the flow.
sponsor Big.
Daniel Big.
When did we get on the big train? I'm not complaining, of course, but yeah, Daniel Big is an athlete that has started training with the Melky Galvao team out in Manaus, and they're all really excited for him. They're all really excited to be able to train with him. Obviously, not the most typical athlete that they have on the.
Hey, I
card.
don't want to super fight with either of these guys. So
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like, but both these guys really are pretty dangerous. They train very hard, and they went out there, put it all on the line.
But overall, it was Daniel Big, right, who got the win.
It was Daniel Big,
Yeah.
and it was a big win.
And this Majestic card, it did just have a cool vibe with like they brought out kind of the like tribal dancers and stuff. They did like a big show. It was all in Portuguese. So if you just want to feel the roots, go check out this show and you'll get to. It's on our YouTube channel and you'll get to see Fabricio Andre and Gabriel Souza in the main event. But definitely a cool event.
a lot of fun jiu-jitsu going down.
Definitely.
I feel like not everybody. Sometimes when I talk to people, I talked to a friend of mine over the weekend who was kind of in last week. And I was talking to him. He's like, "Man, I just wish I could go back and rewatch the CJI card." It's like it's on right now. You
Yeah,
can
check it
literally
out.
let's pull out our phones. Let me show you how to do it. He had no idea about scrolling over to that little live tab for like replays of live
On B
events.
Team's YouTube too. Or
On B Team's YouTube too, but I didn't tell him about that one.
B Team. I forget.
It would still be B team.
So B Team.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I didn't tell him about that one. Head to the
no, it's on FloGrappling's YouTube.
Yeah.
Live and free. So.
Honestly, yeah, the live tab thing, how, to get into the weeds here about YouTube stuff, the fact that live videos after they're done streaming don't populate on the videos tab of a YouTube channel, I think it's a user experience flaw by YouTube,
I experienced this live over
Yeah.
the straight up with my friend over the when we were just hanging out.
100%, so it's like kind of tucked away in this hidden little spot right here where you don't really know. I've always thought there should be a way where you could also populate it onto your videos stream, but yeah, I don't know. Drop a comment down below if you're an engineer and you find there's a better fix for this sort of thing.
Yeah, we're trying to do more live streams free on YouTube, for some of our shows and stuff like that. So definitely, if you're hip to jiu-jitsu and everything like that, definitely catch the live tab here over the weekends because we're trying to stream more of these free YouTube streams and everything like that. Just trying to get more people watching jiu-jitsu.
Scroll down a little bit, Slack. People can see there's CJI right there, day 1 and 2. You guys want to check that out, but. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Anything else from the weekend? I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but
WNO announcements.
yeah, we can move into that for sure. We have
Sorry, I don't know. I know
that's
we're
all
a heavily scripted, heavily segmented show. We're all about our segments.
for sure, and we don't stray from the segments. Yeah, so we got some upcoming stuff we can get into as well. But as a little bridge between the weekend recap, so that closes out the weekend recap. Shout out Athletic Brewing. Make sure you guys go get you some Athletic Brewing. Crack open a can of this. Enjoy it while you're watching your favorite jiu-jitsu events every weekend, but don't worry about the hangover. Don't worry about crashing your cardio, all of that, because it's non-alcoholic, but it still tastes incredible. I'm sipping on the laid-back lime and salt, and that's a brew for a guy like me, dude. I'm just a laid-back mustache man. You know what I mean? I like to kick my feet up, chill, have a little lime and salt in my little flavor saver. You know what I mean? So I can, if I want something for later. But yeah, get you some Athletic Brewing Co. They're never going to sponsor us again after that read, but
For a second, I thought you said crash your cario. Like you were talking about, you're not going to crash your car. You're not going to.
also won't crash your car.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, if you
know.
drink a bunch of these, you're probably not going to crash unless you're just like shitty at driving or whatever.
Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna vouch for that. I don't know how you damn viewers of this show drive. If you're listening to the show while driving, like you might crash your car. I don't know.
Well, I was trying to switch over to the YouTube live thing to check out all the live replays.
It was a good point, and I want.
Yeah. I crashed my 2004 certified pre-owned, fully loaded Toyota Avalon, dude. I'm screwed.
This thing was fully loaded.
But I want to.
There are grapplers where that's like what it's like talking to them. It's just like finding out what car they crashed recently.
But I wanted to talk about this. You guys see Craig and Mikey on a little collab project?
Doing their Rain Man heading to the casino to get the money for CJI 3.
Yeah, try to pull up Craig's
Okay, it was a
Instagram.
Rain Man reference.
It was a Rain Man
Okay, I was thinking it was like a twins reference.
It kind of looked
Yeah.
like twins, but they're both dressed like Rain Man,
Gotcha.
which I think is supposed to be. So let's do the segment of the
here we
week,
go.
decoding Craig's bit.
Decoding Craig's
I
post.
think they're both supposed to be Rain Man, which means they're both supposed
Mikey.
to be the
Double Rain Man?
autistic guy.
Mikey,
right?
blink twice if Craig is holding you against his will.
For real, dude. What do you think these guys are cooking? That was my first thought when I saw this. I was like, what the hell are Mikey and Craig cooking right now? Dude? I don't know what this means.
Heading to the casino, get CJI 3 funded.
Yeah, I
I think
guess
they're
it-
super clear about it.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's such a hilarious video.
Yeah. I don't know. And just like, knowing the happenings of the jiu-jitsu world, like I know Mikey's he's in contract negotiations right now with promotions. I don't know where that stands. I saw Craig posted and said if Mikey signs with UFC again, then he wants his suit back. I don't know how much Mikey likes that suit. I don't know if he wants to lose it. Still got the tags on
Looks
it.
like a nice suit.
Yeah. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess, like you said, Mikey's he's been open about being in contract negotiations and trying to figure out where his next step is going to be. This might be Craig trying to offer an olive branch and being like, Craig has been open about not wanting Mikey to be with the UFC and wanting him to explore other options and join him in other things. I think this might be his way of saying, like, we got plenty of internet beans over here. We can do fun skits and, we all float down here.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll have,
Yeah.
How about this? A new segment on the FloGrappling show. When you tune in every week, we'll give you a Craig and Mikey watch, and we'll update you on what these guys are doing. And some of those might get cut because sometimes these dudes do crazy stuff. So I don't know if we can air it on this show.
Yeah, on this one, they're walking out of some kind of massage.
But, I just wanted to point that out. I don't know what these guys are doing, but let's get into some of the stuff we got coming up because we're on a crazy stretch here in the jiu-jitsu world. Obviously, last weekend, so many crazy events, but then I was looking at like our schedule and stuff and like what we got going on, and I was like, okay, no, I think this is usually like a pretty chill period in the jiu-jitsu world, right? And then it's like, no, actually,
Think again.
next weekend is ADCC East Coast Trials. The weekend after that, I think, is Thanksgiving. And then it's BJJ Stars and the Crown on Saturday, and then Sunday, and then after that, now it's already WNO 31
and Nogi
time.
Worlds.
Nogi Worlds. So it's like, yeah, dude, this train ain't stopping anytime soon.
If you've been thinking about a monthly subscription, right now is a pretty solid time to be picking one of those up because you're going to get a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Sure. But let's talk real quick about the WNO 31 matches we have announced. So first one that got announced was Luke Griffith and Philippe Pena for the heavyweight championship. So obviously a huge match, the third match in this trilogy. Philippe obviously up 2-0 right now. So kind of a must win for Luke, to be honest, and it would be huge for him obviously to get his first win and secure the heavyweight championship belt. But I think it's no secret that Philippe Pena doesn't vibe with that camp. Obviously had a long storied rivalry with Gordon for many, many years. That's probably still quietly going on, even though both guys have kind of, subsided. And I don't think Philippe Pena would want to lose to a Kingsway kind of prodigy, So I think there's high stakes for him, maybe even bigger stakes than the who's number one belt, to be honest, when it comes to competing against a Kingsway athlete. And so that's huge. We announced DeAndre Corby versus Diego Pato for Pato's lightweight belt, right? Mm-hmm. And then what's the third one we have announced? Helena Cravar going up against Julia Boscher. So that's a pretty cool one. If you don't know Julia Boscher, I feel like she was she's for sure active and everything now, but I remember her kind of a little pre-COVID, right? It felt like she was on a lot of stuff, winning a lot of things at that time. And then today,
a true veteran of the game. She's been around for a long, long time, been winning lots of stuff for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Julia.
And then today we're announcing, what are we announcing today?
We are announcing
our Legends match.
Yeah. Shanji Hibero will be making his return to WNO. Shanji, of course, a legend of the game. and he will be taking on kind of an interesting little switch up of a match here. He will be taking on Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu, the kind of world famous YouTuber out there. You may have come across his videos. He's got a very big YouTube channel, Jordan Preisinger, I believe. Preisinger is his full name. And we had Jordan on the last Who's Number One. He did some interviews and stuff for us, but the whole time we were there out in Pittsburgh for that, he was telling us he wants a match. He wants a big match. He wants to prove himself. And we threw out Shanji, and Jordan was over the moon about the match. And, really, obviously, anytime you get to share the mats with a legend like Shanji Ribeiro, you gotta kind of jump at that opportunity. But, a lot of people haven't seen a lot of Jordan's competitive jiu-jitsu. I know I haven't seen a whole lot of it. But, our GM, Ben Kovacs, went out and trained with Jordan, says Jordan's legit. So kind of a left field matchup that maybe not a lot of people saw coming, but
I know I didn't.
Yeah, but it's going to be in Austin, Texas. Shanji's kind of adopted new hometown here, so you're going to have a big Six Blades contingent cheering him on. They're going to be booing Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu. I have a feeling he's coming into enemy territory, so a big match, and we will see just how good Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu is.
What do you guys think about this one? You got a take on this one, Joe?
You can go.
I think it's an interesting match for sure. I do think it's like Shanji is arguably the greatest of all time. Like an outright claim to being the greatest of all time, an argument to be made that Shanji is legitimately the greatest of all time. Maybe people have forgotten that. This dude has wins over Roger Gracie in his prime, has beaten everybody multiple times.
Has won every tournament that you could possibly win.
Andre Galvao, Damian Maia, Craig Jones. Shanji spans, not just his generation. He spans multiple generations where he's been the kind of best of all time. Obviously Shanji these days getting a little older. It's like it happens to us all, and maybe I don't know. I'm not saying. Maybe he's not the same guy he was when he was.
Shanji, we got to take this guy out. Oh, God,
never mind. Yeah.
Shanji, we got to take this guy out.
So
I'm kidding.
So, who knows? We saw him up against Kit Dale. He had a tough match with Kit. Obviously, we know how good Kit is, and he proved that against Wagner, too, afterwards. Kit's an incredible grappler. We saw Shanji submit Boogie Martinez on the last Who's Number One that was in Austin. So, Shanji's still out there throwing down, and, he's going to have to kind of beat back this new generation. He's beaten the Craig Joneses and the kind of current generation, but Jordan, he's a YouTuber. He kind of represents this really kind of new wave of jiu-jitsu.
I agree. I think that part of the idea with this match is, okay, Shanji has faced literally everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To find a new matchup for Shanji Ribeiro at this point in his career against a guy who, who fans know and who, fans might get a little excited about seeing and might offer a novel matchup. That list is low. We've seen a lot of those Shanji fights, right? It's not to say we would want to see him again. A lot of those we would. But for this one, the way it was turning out, I think that it's really cool to be able to get some of these left field matchups that nobody saw coming, people that nobody saw coming, but still have a big following, still have a good ability to bring in people to come and watch this card and watch professional jiu-jitsu, especially because I think Jordan has kind of an audience that isn't the most, they're more focused on like YouTube technique rather than YouTube pro jiu-jitsu, right? So get those worlds mixing a little bit more, I think it's really exciting. I think it's going to be a great night and a great atmosphere there in the Kalahari.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard a like louder Who's Number One arena
Shanji in Austin is electric.
Then when Shanji walked out against Boogie, the place just went absolutely bananas. So excited to kind of feel that again.
Reed kind of took over my talking about.
I took it over?
Yeah, I feel I don't know if Reed wants me to say anymore.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I didn't even get to my Jordan part.
Okay, my bad.
No, Reed is for every. We're going inside baseball at this segment. Reed is my manager. Do you want me to not talk anymore about this?
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
Send him a Slack message saying that.
Yeah, let me just. This is gonna have repercussions.
I was just gonna say, I was getting to that Jordan is kind of representing all of the YouTube, the YouTube grappler world, and it's like Shanji is representing arguably the greatest sport jiu-jitsu competitor of all time, going up against one of the most prominent, probably biggest YouTubers in all of jiu-jitsu. And that's a lot on the line for Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu. He has to represent that these guys who maybe aren't like as prominent in the competitive space. Like I know Jordan competed in MMA. I think he has like a 7-0 MMA record or something like that.
He's
so
like an amateur champion of something.
yeah, so it's like definitely not like this guy has never competed before in his life, you know? But like those are high stakes whenever it's like you are kind of representing the YouTuber like lane of jiu-jitsu, which is obviously like a big lane in
these days.
These days, yeah. It's like a big deal. So, you know, big stakes for Jordan. And I think like I am interested to see like can these YouTube grapplers who, and I don't say that in a derogatory way or anything. It's just like that is the lane Jordan has found himself in, you know, like how good is their jiu-jitsu when it comes to like competing on a stage, like who's number one. And so it's going to be a big test going up against Shanji Hibero for sure. And, you know, shout out Jordan T's Jiu-Jitsu. I have watched a lot of his content, especially over the years and stuff, you know. Like, I think one of the best videos Jordan has, if you guys want to check it out, one of the funniest videos, Jordan goes to a gym and he blindfolds himself and rolls with, like I don't know, like 20 different people or something in the gym from all varying belt ranks. And he has to blind guess after rolling with them for 1 minute what their belt rank is. Somewhat of an impossible task. Like, so incredibly hard to for one.
You're definitely gonna offend somebody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He delighted some people. Like it might have been like a white belt. And he was like, I think this guy is a purple belt, you know, and he was obviously over the moon. I think there might have been a black belt that he called like either a purple or a blue belt, which would be devastating. I would never want to be in a situation where I accidentally called a black belt a blue belt. So Jordan putting himself out there with that one. Yeah, this is the
This
video.
him? Oh, he's got to guess and then turn around.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
so
funny.
funny. The first one is a black belt. He clearly did not think it was a black belt.
Yeah.
It's funny that they blurred the black belt.
It is,
Oh,
that is a little
sorry.
funny that they blurred the black belt, right?
They show
That's a
they
fresh
show
black
it
belt,
later.
though.
Okay,
That looks like a pretty fresh black belt.
Yeah.
But also, like, you know, if you're like, if you have 1 minute, I don't know if I could like put
Really
my skills out there.
show that, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
This is
what,
my level of skill in 1
especially
minute.
because like a white belt, blue belt is gonna be like, I have to go, I have to prove, I have to,
100%.
and just like, yeah, if this guy thinks I'm a purple belt after rolling for a minute blindfolded, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's why it's like for the sake of making a video, I get that it's like you kind of have to do like a minute. You can't just be like, I'm gonna do an 8-minute round with 20 different people.
Because then you're gonna know.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, dude, if you're a black belt and it's like you might need 3 minutes and you might just be like, I'm not gonna crush this dude or try to trust this dude for 1 minute. It's like you're kind of getting into your game, all of that. Like things develop as the roll goes on. So an impossible task, but that's a sick video. So go check that out.
Yeah, we got a lot more announcements, or we got a couple more announcements here coming this week and possibly next week.
I love this card so much.
Yeah, some big matches, some big names coming back. So we're excited about that. Stay tuned for a lot of the bigger announcements we got coming up for WNO 31. Takes place December 5th right here in Austin, Texas at the Kalahari. Get your tickets if you haven't got them. It's going to be an electric show.
100%.
I wish I could hint at some of the stuff. I'm not gonna, but I wish I could.
We might have already. If you're a diehard listener, we might have already. But another big event, our next one on the calendar is going to be ADCC European Trials. So we're going to kind of look through some of the registration here.
mean East Coast?
East Coast Trials, yeah. My bad, yeah. And we've been kind of checking it.
Oh, I got to change flights.
Yeah, we've been checking it here and there. This one's going down in Orlando, Florida. I am happy to not be going back to Atlantic City. It's not one of my favorite cities. It's arguably my least favorite city, Atlantic City.
Mid November, Atlantic City,
Yeah.
not the move
It's just
necessarily.
a dark vibe in Atlantic City. I don't know, man. Shout out everyone who loves Atlantic City. You're a rare breed, you know. You're a special person.
No, but I feel like even they would be like, no, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
That's why I love
If
it.
you're a limo driver, you're killing it. You're crushing it probably.
Every time we go there, every block there's a limo driver just like with his card out being like, you guys have $20, I'll take you like a mile.
I'll pay you
Yeah.
$15 to get in my limo right now. It's like, where would you take me? He's like, we'll worry about that later. But so it's kind of
We're going to dive in maybe a little deeper to these divisions next week and stuff,
Yeah.
but we can just kind of take a look at, man, ADC season is just one of the funnest times in jiu-jitsu, really, where all these guys get to prove that they are the guy in their region. And, these lists are filling out. I believe registration closes this Friday, November 7th. So if you're thinking about competing,
I think it might go to next Wednesday, actually.
yeah, did they extend it? Because I know they're saying that everybody just signs up last minute, so they're trying to make sure that everybody has time who's thinking about signing up. But if you're thinking about signing up, make sure you sign up soon, because it's either November 7th or 9th where registrations gets closed off. So
It definitely, compared to like previous East Coast trials where like last time we had like Nicky Ryan and stuff in some of these brackets, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say there's like the same level of like top 10 world ranked guys, but there's every guy ranked 20 to 40 is in this tournament and is trying to kill each other. A bunch of like top like 11 through 20 guys are in here as well. So many up and comers. Somebody's going to be winning 6, 7, 8 matches to be able to punch their tickets. I think it's going to be a huge weekend for new stars, for people having a breakout moment. I think it's going to be really awesome, especially some of these smaller divisions. I think we're going to be talking about some people that we don't talk about a lot on this show are going to be coming up after trials because they have such an awesome performance.
For sure. Like in 66, I saw, right, like Josh Flores. I think he's a young kid who we could see going
Prospect
on a
of the
run.
month.
For sure.
Tristan Sains.
Sains, Grayson Henley in there. So Grayson been killing it recently. Keith Krikorian in the mix.
Is Keith in there?
Yeah,
Yep,
the
Keith
bottom
just
right
jumped
there.
in.
Jumped in. He jumped in
Fabian.
today.
You got the Corbies.
Gavin Corbet is definitely in there. I don't
Gavin?
know if Gavin is in. DeAndre is not yet signed up.
Okay.
Isaac Cordova is in there. Julian Espinoza, I'm pretty sure I saw in there.
Yeah, but then, a lot of
Wide open divisions.
wide
Like a lot of these guys who have beaten each other, kind of back and forth. Max Hansen,
Max Hansen's in
if
there.
you said him, he's in there. Obviously, he's been having a
We're
great
gonna
year.
miss a lot of names. Right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
If we miss your name and you're the number 1 seed, we'll probably get to it next week.
But it just feels like the playing field is a little bit more even this year than it has been in the past with guys like Nicky Ryan or Elijah Dorsey in there, or some of these other guys. But
If I could throw out at 66 what I think the dream scenario would be, it would be if Tristan Sains and Josh Flores are in the finals, which I think very well could happen, especially we know how well youth does at this tournament because that was the ADCC youth final last year.
Wow, was it
So
really?
I think
I
for
remember
them,
watching that match.
it was crazy, right? It was
Yeah.
a really good match too. And so I would love to see those guys rematch in a big way here, whether it's like, just later in the tournament, like day 2 sometime. Or I even think both those guys can make the finals. Tristan's super nasty. Josh is super nasty.
Where does Josh train actually?
He is Jason Rao guy, Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Does a ton of lessons and work with him. Like we said, prospect of the month. New one of those going to be dropping like 14th, 15th of every month. If you have anybody that we should definitely be considering, drop in the comments.
That would be nuts, dude. If that hits.
I think it's totally reasonable.
Youth championship to trials final.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I think that's totally on the table looking at the list of people signed up so far.
And then we can get into 77 also, right? Top of 77. What do we have? Like Michael Sains, Jet Thompson, Logan Hicks. A lot of good names.
Pierre
in this one.
Leclerc there. What a match Jet Thompson versus Michael Sains would be,
Yeah,
though.
that would be nice.
Big time. I think they hit at the West Coast trials last year or the year before, or it might have been East Coast as well, with Jet taking the win off a late back take, which was an incredible back take in the moment. I remember watching that. It was crazy. I would love to see those two run it back. Michael has a great wrestling advantage.
CJ Murdoch.
Yeah, Cade Cedos in there. Cade Cedos is like a Wagner guy, but he's living in Thailand now. He actually moved to Thailand. He's been
No kidding. I thought he was opening a gym in Florida, I guess, in Thailand.
Maybe he's planning coming back or something. But yeah, he's been.
He had a great performance at the West Coast trials last year, I remember.
did.
But he's been doing like Muay Thai and stuff in Thailand. It's been
Solviara there. Got the one of the fastest submissions on Who's Number One.
Yep.
Nick Mattea is in this division. I think a lot of the Simple Man guys are super excited about how he's going to do. Cam Hurd from Virginia, former Virginia Tech wrestler, super tough guy, world ranked at 185. Is coming for that spot at 77
Enrique Galarza. I haven't seen his name in a long time.
in a minute. Always cool to see these ADCC East Coast trials, any of the trials, because you just get so many like names that you maybe haven't seen in a minute, starting to hop back in and populate.
Yeah, and we were talking. We're talking about all these young guns, and I'm jumping categories here, but we got the youngest. Maybe I'm not sure if she's the youngest.
She's the youngest,
youngest
ever.
entrant ever.
Yeah. Youngest participant.
Jocelyn Molina, 13 years old. She's jumping into the women's divisions there. We could potentially see the youngest champion. I mean, if she wins at 13 years old, that is
youngest ever.
That's
And
crazy.
that record's going to stand for a while.
That's
right?
wild.
I mean, how do you even get younger than that?
Yeah, if we get 12-year-olds winning trials,
Like, what are we talking about? Well, because that works against my thing where I would see like
What's the
little
youngest?
kids. No, not even that. I would see little kids like getting their black belt and stuff, and I would always make the point like, well, if a little kid can be good at it, it's not a real thing. And that might start to be an issue. I might have to rethink and rework that syllogism.
True. Let's go through 88 real quick. 88 was one where I was when I was looking at it in the weeks leading up to now, I was kind of like, man, who is going to come out of this one, And now we've kind of had a few names drop in, particularly Ryan Aitken, where I'm like, okay, now seems like Ryan Aitken would be a front runner.
He's a
right?
big dog, for sure.
Kind of clear front runner and stuff. Sean Yadamarco in the mix. Enrico Said, another Wagner student.
Angelo Claiborne.
Yeah, Enrique Said's super awesome. Yeah. Colin Carr in the mix. Colin Carr, Nogi Pan's brown belt silver medalist, lost to Achilles, but he's a beast. John Blank,
ADCC medalist. David Garmo, world finalist. Somebody higher up on. Kevin Crane, I think, is a super, super tough guy.
Salvador Gibbs. I don't actually know Salvador Gibbs.
I thought Salvador Gibbs.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice. I was hoping this kid.
I was like, do you know Salvador?
No. There's this Watkins Wrecking Crew kid I fought at the Austin Open. I think his name's Brian Ramey. I've been sitting here looking for his name, hoping he comes up so I can say that I fought him but.
Brad Schneider, Callan Sabino, just a lot of tough guys. Quentin Rosenzweig up out of retirement for this one. Kind of cool to see. 10th Planet guy.
Alec Balding, we just passed by. Alec Balding doing a lot of reaction jiu-jitsu content.
He's got a great
a lot of people
channel.
are doing. So go check out his reaction to everything, adding commentary on stuff. Kind of a cool vibe.
One thing to note of this trials, 99 or 88, no Paul Ardilla. So he's a guy who's obviously kind of locked down these trials in either that 88 or 99 category. He's kind of jumped back and forth, not sure where he's going. But I haven't seen Paul Ardilla jump in here yet. So
John Combs
at 99?
Yeah.
He said no more throwing up, beefing up, getting big, no stomach issues for this one.
Yeah.
True.
But also Abe kind of in the mix. Abe's could be a guy who goes on a run.
Daichi Goto was at
Daichi Goto
ADCC last time.
Yeah, Daichi Goto. Corbin Laporte. This is Simple Man's talks a lot about Corbin Laporte. I'm hearing this kid's name. Obviously, he did great at Ocean, So I feel like this is somebody to watch.
After he won at WNO, Declan called out Corbin as a guy who he says is going to be the best in the world. Okay. Achilles Hocha, by the way, in this division to put out Achilles. I know that's coming up here.
There he is.
Achilles, 19 years old.
I think this might just be a bracket where he comes in and there's a lot of really tough guys here. I think there's a lot of guys who potentially could end up at the ADCC World Championships. I think this might just be the Achilles show, though.
You think so?
I think there's a real chance that he comes in. He had a great match at WNO, not necessarily the results he was interested in, but a great match against an ADCC place winner. He has shown time and again that he's on the level. He's just kind of waiting to mature a little bit more. He's still only 19 years old, still kind of growing into himself. Moving up a weight class here, he looked enormous when we saw him at WNO. He looked so big. I think he's going to have an awesome performance.
He's a big boy now.
He's straight up so big.
But
he's the second or third biggest guy in that bracket.
Yeah. And then plus 99, two names that stand out off the top, Nick Hartman and Damon Ramos.
For sure.
Both those dudes could go on some runs here. Nick Hartman he's like a silent killer. He's kind of like silently killing it at so many major events that, he could have a huge breakout performance here. And, without someone like Big Dan in the mix or something, already kind of going to get an invite.
Kyle Bain
in the mix. Brandon Reed in the mix.
Brandon Reed.
Yeah, both those guys. To me, Brandon Reed might be the favorite, especially because of his wrestling skill. But it's almost kind of like here's the crazy thing with trying to handicap one of these brackets. The rules change. Like if Kyle Bain and Brandon Reed hit in the semifinals, that's totally different than if Brandon Reed and Kyle Bain hit in the finals. Because Kyle Bain can pull guard in one of those matches.
We were talking with Owen Jones, and he was talking about how it was best case scenario that he hit with Ash Williams in the semifinals
because he needed to
pull, and he was able to pull guard. So in the finals, it's maybe a different match. It's a good point.
I mean, a guy that's gonna that will affect also is Nick Hartman.
True,
Nick Hartman kind of
likes to pull,
big boy guard puller, for sure. So finals match, depending on who he has, that could definitely change things.
Absolutely. I think you're right to call out Nick as definitely like a breakout.
Yeah, I think he really is. He's a silent killer. Maybe it's maybe I'm not doing a good enough job covering him. Maybe we're not doing enough. But it's just he's slowly just murdering everybody. So it's he deserves more credit, I think.
At IBJJF Euros, I get my camera and it's brown belt day and I'm going around. Maybe it was the absolute or maybe I think it was still the weight class. And I see he's going and I was like, oh, Nick's really tough. He just had an awesome year at purple belt. Let me get over there. And I started filming him and I'm kind of off to the side trying to get that side angle. And he just looks over at me with this like melting glare where it's like, totally sorry, my bad. I will get 25 feet away from you. Yeah, my bad. He just like gave me this like just intense.
What the hell are you?
Like, yeah. Just I'm in war mode and you're near me right now. Kind of look.
Sure. All right, let's get into these women's divisions. All right, we got
another super young one, by the way, Annabelle Junko. People talk a lot about this Alpha Miami crew and Jocelyn being 13. Bebe's 15, and she's also winning ADCC advanced opens. So I think that we need to start talking about Bebe as somebody who's also in these divisions and looking super tough. Definitely some other tough ones, but I want to shout her out because I think she's going to win some matches.
Yeah, Claire Butterfield in there. She's a WNO veteran now. Had a match against Emily Leyva, the mother freaking Grave Digger, dude. This girl's nickname is the Grave Digger. So if your nickname's the Grave Digger, I expect to see some people 6 feet under by the end of this event. So I'll be watching you, Claire Butterfield, and I want to see some people dead out there. That's my take on Claire Butterfield, I guess.
Not the deepest division. Somebody else I want to shout out who's always training with Andy Varela, and them is Shy Lily, who has also been on UFC BJJ. Had some pretty decent performances over there. Just always shout out to what's going on over at that Varela 10th Planet Las Vegas crew. They're always getting ready ADCC style, right? Always starting on the feet, always doing challenge matches. That gym's crazy.
Definitely. Then under 65, we got some good names in there like Maka Vickers, Taylor Heishaw, Leilani Bernalis, some good names. Rana Willink, Ali Wolski, this
is the best division by far, actually. Yeah, Aislinn O'Connell is in there. Maggie Meyer is in there. I saw there, Nicole Matthew, Chelena Horn. Amanda Schertz is super, super tough. A lot of really tough girls at minus 65. Don't have the same depth at minus 55 and plus 65, but minus 65 is a stacked up division.
Gotcha. And then plus 65, you guys kind of talked about, the most interesting aspect of this one is definitely Jocelyn Molina. 13 years old, born in 2012. For anybody watching who wants to feel crazy old, like I was born in 1997, and I feel old, so I can't imagine what Reed feels like seeing a 2012 birthday on that bad boy.
That's crazy.
What were you born in, like 1973 or something, dude? I mean, your age is nuts, man. We don't talk about it now. We talk about your weight a lot. We don't talk about your age enough.
You were born in the last millennium, Trey? That's crazy. You're so old.
I'm just kidding, dude. You're not that old.
I was born in 1989.
Whoa, never mind. I think you were that old. 89. You got an 8 on yours?
Yeah. I was born in the 80s, brother.
Oh, man, dude. I don't know if this athletic bruise got me feeling topsy-turvy or just the news that Reed was born in 1989, man.
How does it feel to get your ass whooped?
By an old guy?
Yeah.
Not that bad. It honestly feels like not that bad at all, dude. So I don't know.
It's like I venture to think that just no one born in 2012 can beat me in jiu-jitsu. Like I just feel like that just can't be true.
Yeah. That's been my series idea for a while. Yeah, I've been saying this.
But I don't know. Jocelyn probably's got a good look at it.
She might be. Yeah. She's a big girl too, dude. Like she's like
straight up
very
got
big.
good size on it. Yeah, she can
scroll down a little bit because there's some tough girls on here.
Katie Bochenek.
Kate Bochenek is tough, but scroll down. More. Hazel Butcher as well is super tough. She won the purple belt gi world open class, double gold there, and is only 17 herself. I genuinely think that might be a final. I think we might have an ADCC final where the aggregate age is 30. No exaggeration, which would be absolutely crazy. A couple other tough people on here. Kadaya Peak is always doing really well. Brittany Elkin has been around forever, super veteran. And Maya Madelon has really been coming on very strong this year from High Noon. She had a great performance at a couple of the mid-major American Nationals Jiu-Jitsu Con level kind of.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Brittany Elkin and some of these other.
God, Messi's girl. Yeah,
I'm rooting for Sarah Hunt. Dude. I'm rooting for these over 30 girls. Let's go.
Right.
To kind of put it on.
I guess I'm rooting for Jocelyn Molina.
Born in 2012. It's not fair.
That is so nuts, dude. People born in 2012. I didn't even know people were born in 2012.
Yeah, I thought we took that one off.
Yeah, I thought 2012, wasn't the world supposed to end that year? You guys are telling me? You guys were out, hey, parents of people born in 2012, you were out there having babies whenever there was a potential world-ending event? I don't think anyone should be born in 2000, 2012, And maybe 2020. 2020 would have been a good year not to be born also.
back half of 2001.
Actually, dude, I bet so many people were born in 2021.
Yeah. And 2012.
Not nothing going on. Huh? Hey, I've been locked up in here for far too long, baby.
Hey, it's 2012. The world's going to end. What do you want to do? You know?
Have a baby? Yeah, good point. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a trials, preview. We'll do more on next week's show, but let's just quickly talk about the Crown, IBJJF's The Crown, and BJJ Stars, 2 major events. These ones are going down. What's the exact date? November 22nd, 23rd, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yep, 22nd, 23rd. So you get back-to-back big jiu-jitsu shows on FloGrappling.com, November 22nd, 23rd. Get an Athletic Brewing. Enjoy. But let's jump into the Crown first, because all of the entrants for the Crown are now invited and confirmed, right?
Yes.
So let's kind of scroll down into these some of these divisions.
Big news is that Adam Wardzinski's back.
Yeah.
Adam Wardzinski
Adam Wardzinski coming out of retirement for the Crown.
What's up with that retirement, Adam? I feel like we were asking.
Get into it with him. You got to get into it with him.
Yeah, we got to get Adam on so he can talk about this retirement. But if there's one guy I'm glad isn't retired, it's Adam Wardzinski, It's been so fun watching him the last couple of years. It's been amazing. So it's sick to have Adam in the mix, defending his Crown title as well. So that's dope. But is there a standout division for you, Joe? Anything that you've been kind of looking at in this one, or just the whole thing?
Honestly, a lot, pick a bracket and they're all pretty amazing. You know what I mean? Men's featherweight, women's lightweight are probably the 2 that I grab before any others, but men's heavyweight is also super nuts. Women's super heavy will be fun, except, we know who's going to, we can basically predict the winner already with Gabi Pisani in the mix.
Tayani's in it too, though, right?
Tayani is in it too, and
Yeah.
there is some tough girls there. And the Atos girl, Alankar, I believe, is crazy tough. Maria Alankar. Yeah, but I would point to the smaller divisions as the ones that I think are going to bring the most action. I like the Crown a lot. I love the Crown, to be honest.
We don't have to, because we'll have a little more time to do full Crown breakdowns and everything. I think just generally speaking about these divisions and stuff, hats off to the IBJJF when they put this one together. I thought they did a great job this year of bringing in kind of like the top tier people you expect to see, and also some kind of mixed in younger up and comers like Jose Steve, a good example, in the mix in the men's middleweight division. I think that's sick. Danilo Vruk also in the men's middleweight division. I think that's a cool guy to have. Mateo Cardona, like a lot of dudes we've seen do great in the brown belt ranks recently, kind of getting that call up to be like, all right, let's make your black belt debut. Let's put you in like a key spot right here in the Crown. See how you go against some like weathered veterans who are going to try and defend kind of some of their legacy and all that. So I think there's a good mix of that in this Crown. I kind of like that aspect quite a bit.
Kennedy and Cole had that like really close match at Euros, or that was Kennedy and Cole, right? So that hopefully see that one again.
It's like just some bad guard pulls.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
and some penalties out there. Yeah.
And then it was like Cole was coming up on Kennedy's back, if I remember correctly, as the match was ending. So a very close match there. But anytime we get to see Cole Abate, I agree that it's just like that's a fun bracket. And then Biznaga has been having such a huge year as well. So hopefully we'll see some more Kyle Terra ankle locks from him. And Danilo Moreira there is an interesting addition. So yeah, I like that featherweight bracket.
Definitely. The one person that it looks like we might have to replace on here might be Roberto Jimenez, who obviously has a pretty bad hamstring injury. But that heavyweight division is also super, super sick. We already mentioned Adam, but world finalist.
I heard he's not pulling out, though.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I did. I heard there was, maybe question marks, but that's the last I heard that he wasn't. So I don't know.
Fair enough. Igor Tanabe back in the mix. Hulk Barboza back in the mix. Very cool to see Hulk back in it. Gi world champion. A lot of great guys.
Yeah, and then definitely the women's division are stacked too. Brianna St. Marie returning to defend the crown, right? She's the reigning crown champion, but this division is pretty nuts. Jenna Lebre, Via Basilio, Sarah Galvao, Cassio Mora, Liz Clay, Talita Silva, Sabrina Godin. So it's like definitely super stacked all the way through. But kind of like I said, we'll dive into a full preview of that, but just get that one on you guys' radar. Go ahead and get the subscription now and get prepared for this one. Write some comments down below that you're getting prepared for this one. And then later we'll ask you more specific questions about it so you can participate in the preview as well. But the other one that's going down this weekend is BJJ Stars, the Peaky Blinders theme one. Give us a Peaky Blinders impersonation, Reed. Nice, dude. By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Did I do it? Was that it? I've actually never watched Peaky Blinders, so
I watched one episode. and I haven't came back to it yet, but maybe I will one day. Have you seen it?
I have seen the show.
Is it good?
It is good.
Okay.
So we got Roosevelt on there against Yatan Bueno.
Yeah. You might be able
No,
to
it's
go to
Big
there.
Dan versus Yatan Bueno. Roosevelt is taking on Pedro Mourinho for the Open Class Championship.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunch of super sick matchups. BJJ Stars going down from Sao Paulo in November 22nd, live exclusively worldwide on FloGrappling. Always have a theme, always have a bunch of sick matchups. Let's take a look at some of these matchups. What we got, boys?
Man, Owen versus Mayram.
That's a sick one.
Let's
That
go.
one's nuts.
That's a
sick
fun.
one, right?
That's a sick match.
I love that we're seeing Owen. Owen had a little period there where he couldn't be as active as he wanted to be, and he was even catching some strays because of that. I don't even know if strays, just directs at that point. But now he's picking up the activity, wanting to get a lot of matches and wanting to show everybody that he's one of the best in the world. And no better way to do that than to face a guy that's absolutely terrifying like Mayram. I'm going to offer Owen a piece of advice that I'm sure he's already well aware of. I'd probably sit down real quick in that match and not try to go throw for throw with Mayram Mahine.
Yeah, that match is going to be absolutely insane. I think that one will steal the show. I think Mayram is one of the most must-watch grapplers on the planet right now, and just seeing what he's done so far in Nogi, like in that bracket, last BJ Stars and everything, is incredible. Owen Jones, everybody knows how good Owen Jones is. Everyone knows how much we're fans of Owen Jones, so I think that'll be sick. This is a wild one, too. Taza versus Fabricio Andre.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
That's kind of like a crazy one. Feppa's in the lab, dude. He's got his Peaky Blinders hat on, got the blade in the bill in case he needs to just, hit somebody with it, I think is what they do, right? And so he's just been in the lab coat on, cooking up some crazy stuff in full, old English attire, and he came up with Oliver Taza versus Fabricio Andre, so kudos to Feppa on that one. That one's dope. What else we got?
Seeing Mattea Shazinski taking on Hiter Zucchi. That's going to be a super sick one. Wagner Hocha, who I don't know, this might be his BJJ Stars debut. I don't remember seeing him. Maybe he's been on before. They have had 18 of them. He's taking on Sergio Moraes as kind of like their Masters Executives match of the card, their Legends match.
The Masters matches on BJJ Stars
are always so good, right?
Yeah, they're crazy.
Because they always have those are the people who bring a ton of people.
Yeah, it's like the crowd is all.
Yeah, when we were there last time, or I guess it was like a year ago, that was like the craziest match of the whole night.
Yeah, was that the one where
almost like a riot broke out?
Her family started flipping off the.
Yeah, it was just like the craziest energy back and forth.
Yeah. I for real thought there was going to be a riot at that one. Like, there was like the decision went to the person that the fans did not think it should go to, and they started going nuts. And Slack said, "Hey man, I got to go check my gear in the back room. You good out here?" No, I'm kidding. but it was absolutely crazy. That was a wild vibe. BJ Star is such a great vibe. This card's shaping up to be quite a banger. So definitely looking forward to this one. But yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of the stuff coming up. We're going to have to do some more shows, kind of dive into some of this. Next week, we'll kind of dive more into East Coast Trials specifically, break down what's all going down there, give all the details and all of that. But, want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick before we head out. Shout out IM8 Health. The FloGrappling show is presented by IM8 Health, so couldn't do it without them. Shout out Athletic Brewing for hooking it up, sponsoring the weekend roundup. And, go grab you some of this. These pair well together. IM8 gives you all the nutrients you need so that you don't got to worry about other supplements. And then Athletic Brewing is just something so you can kick back and enjoy the show. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys, get subscribed to FloGrappling. Tune in for all this stuff. And we'll see you guys next week in the next episode.